how do you define selling out? Because this definition changes for everyone, and it changes between generations, and it changes from person to person. Selling out was seen as the death of art with people Gen X and older because it monetized the art, because no longer were you having these pure artistic intentions, that now it was about making the buck. I know I've quoted this podcast in a previous video. I can't remember which video it was, but it was the Dakota Ring episode on selling out. And they make the point, and they track, like, okay, why is selling out as a concept, why does that not exist anymore? When did that stop being a thing? They touch a little bit on the etymology of being a sellout, and they say how, like, the origin of it was, it used to mean somebody black who aligned with white interests, and once that spread to the music world, that was black musicians who cater to a white audience. It no longer had the racial connotations. And they make the point that anxiety over pure art was dissolving in the early 2000s with more commercials using licensed underground music. They don't really go into it in the podcast. Like, they touch on it a little bit at the end, but I'd say, like, YouTuber deals, and doing, like, YouTuber ads, like, that's the bigger reason why selling out as a concept just kind of dissolved. At least in my mind, they position it as the Oprah Book Club being the tipping point in culture for why selling out stopped being this big fucking deal, because they paint the story of Oprah making a book club, how that was seen as like, oh, you're going to kill your talk show, and so she was saying, they were saying how Oprah wanted to do a book club, and she said that when Oprah hit 40, she said, like, hey, I'm done doing trash TV. I want my TV show to have a purpose, and for episodes to be meaningful and have, like, a bigger impact, and, you know, can't do that with, like, schlocky daytime shock TV. Okay. And there was a lot of pushback for her making the book club, but she was like, no, I got to stick to it. Like, I want to do this. And ratings did dip, and people did stop watching, and there were loss of sponsorships, but she pushed through, and now, like, Oprah Book Club is this huge thing, right? And so the podcast specifically talks about the story of what the hell was his name? Jonathan Franzen, that he was invited on the Oprah show to discuss his novel, but he kept like voicing, like, this ambivalence about going on Oprah on other interviews, and this feeling of, like, oh, I'm like, is this really the right thing? Because he wanted to be regarded as high art, as like a literary guy. Like, he didn't want to be grouped in with Oprah, which he saw as, like, oh, this is like the books that Oprah promotes, that's for women, that's like beach reads. No, I'm like, my novels are way more serious than that. That I haven't, like, I don't keep up with the Oprah Book Club. I don't know how right or wrong that assessment was. And so because Jonathan Franzen, because he kept shit talking, Oprah withdrew the invitation for an interview. So the podcast Decoder Ring, in their episode about selling out, it's like, it says, like, you know, in 1 year, selling out was whispering about, I'm like paraphrasing, it was whispering about wanting to be a famous author, a serious literary novelist, but also wanting to be on Time magazine. And he wanted to be on Time magazine more so for being, like, regarded as this esteemed novelist, not because he was on Oprah. And they make the point that, like, Oprah pretty much was Time magazine. It was just Time magazine with a daytime TV time slot. And that there's the two sides of selling out, that there's maintaining authenticity and autonomy, and pushing people away by gatekeeping. Because like, because if you sneer at people who at the masses, at what is popular, that means your art is different. It is above that. And it, like, I wrote down this quote from them, and it says, when you're gatekeeping, you're protecting it, and you're, maybe I paraphrased it, but you're protecting it, and you're keeping it safe by keeping people out, so the art can remain pure. And it's like, I think that was like it was a really interesting episode, like, but I think it's very limited in its snapshot. I definitely think that, like, you could look at that event with the Oprah Book Club as like as something part of like the bigger domino effect, but I really think influencer just being a job, I would say that's a way bigger deal for why Selling Out no longer exists as a concept, where they have this like hee funny story about like at the end about how someone like they were sitting at the kitchen table with their Gen Alpha kid, and like they're like, oh, this influencer like got a brand deal on their Instagram, and like, and the mom had to explain like, oh, that's like sellout behavior, and the kid was like, what do you mean? That's good that they got a promotional post. What do you mean? And like the child was just flummoxed by this concept. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's good to have sponsors, like, and that it's cool. And I definitely have that feeling like when I see little YouTubers that, you know, I've been following for a while, and they raise up the ranks, and like, you know, when they get their first sponsorship deal, it's like, oh yeah, that's so cool, like, you made it, like, you know, and there's that joy. But you know, not all sponsorships are good. And I think and I'm sure like anyone who does YouTube will tell you that you know, the real money is in doing ad reads, that like that you are going to make way more off of that. I'd say like there's definitely like a balance. Like, you know, everyone's going to find what works right for their audience. I know like the streamer D'Angelo Wallace, he recently made his triumphant return, and he said like, hey, I don't want to like ask my audience for money. I want you to keep your money. I want to like take money from whatever corporations and do their ad reads instead of asking anyone in my audience to fund me so I could do YouTube. And it's like, oh, well, like that's pretty cool. And I think, you know, it's like, well, yeah, he has like a big enough audience where like, yeah, he could just do, he could just like live off the ad rev plus sponsorship deals. He doesn't need memberships. I do think like for me, like I like putting posts up as members only as a way to gatekeep, is because there are some things where it's like, I know that not everything I make is going to be for a bigger audience, and that, and you know, if a post is old, it's like, yeah, it's better going in the vault. Like, it's like, I don't need I don't need people like, I don't need all my old stuff always out there, but I do still want it to exist. So but whereas like, you know, if you look at like D'Angelo Wallace, like he talks about current event issues. He talks about celebrity culture. He talks about whatever the fuck is trending on Twitter. It is, you know, with all due respects, it is pretty normie core content. But it's so it's like, well, what would he gatekeep? I guess, you know, I don't want to sound like a backseat driving or anything, or offering critique. Let's see. I want to. Oh yeah, and I have Pika Pika listening in. And I want to read a comment that she chimed in with. She says, I'd say with influencer being a job, selling out is straight up normalized, meaning it doesn't just exist as a thing to condemn people for. Yeah, I think that now there's a lot more nuance to it, definitely. That we can, that like, there are some companies that, you know, you could side eye and be like, hey, maybe don't take money from them. But then also just understand, like, okay, but you need to have your bag. Like, I'd rather, like, where it's like, yeah, I'd rather have someone like be a streamer and give their opinions and make that art rather than go work at whatever fast food job. Let's see. So Camilla also says, it just reminds me of that situation with the biggest at the time YouTuber of my country doing that sponsorship with the chalky milk brand. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. He was massively attacked for being a sellout, but now people are silent when most YouTubers advertise illegal casinos. Yeah. I gotta say, like, that's been like a hard line for a lot of people is, like, I hear that a lot from streamers, YouTubers, like, hey, no gambling. No gambling deals for me. And to draw that really hard line. I don't like gambling. I am not, and I'm not getting any offers from any gambling companies. Let me wind up with all these disclaimers. But I was listening to the streamer Josh Strife. Yes, and he was talking a little bit about this subject, and he was saying how, like, oh, he wouldn't do gambling, because he has his morals and whatever. But he said, now this is going to be some real my uncle at Nintendo kind of talk, but he was saying how one of his streamer friends was given $3 million to do a 3-hour stream for a gambling company. And it was just in and out, just that one stream. And so when he learned that, he's like, I'm financially fine. He's comfortable with money, but it's like, damn, but 3 million. He's like, yeah, it's like it'd be really hard for most people to turn that down. And so there was that feeling of like, hey, it's like, you're not going to fault someone for turning down 3 million, where it's like, you could talk all day about like, oh, I'd never do this and that. But then like, okay, but like, what about when it's no longer a hypothetical, when you're no longer just posturing like, hey, I hate gambling. These websites are scams. They're luring and vulnerable. Fuck all of them. Like, it's easy to say that. But then, if they come and knock it on your door and offer you 3 million for 3 hours of work, I mean, that's going to be a little harder. I think, so it is like, and for me personally, I don't know what I would do. Like, where it's like, I don't know if I want that, looming over my head, because it's like, well, if they pay me the 3 million, like, then you lose your ability to criticize them, to speak up about them. And that is why I don't want to say never, but that's why I would have hesitations about taking any sponsorship deals or money from Clip Studio, the manga making software, which accounts for about 90% of all digital manga. It is a tool that I use. And so you would think like, it's like, well, Taper, this is a software you're already using. Like, why would you be uncomfortable with this? It's like, yes, it's because I use them. And I don't like that one company has this much control over manga. That really does not sit right with me. And it's like, and I know it's like, it is just kind of one of those like, hey, this is just kind of how things unfolded, and where it's like if you looked like 20 years ago, it was probably Photoshop or gosh, I think like Deleter had their own proprietary software for a while, like, but like there was definitely healthier competition in the digital manga space, and now it's just all Clip Studio. And even though I use it, even though it's like, okay, yeah, this is the best software for making a manga, then it feels like, well, then I can't criticize them if they sponsor me. And look, and I'm saying this now, but look, if times get tough, and they're knocking and they make a pretty juicy offer, then it's like, well, how much would they have to pay me for me to like take the money and be like, well, I guess I've lost the ability to ever criticize them. It's like, I don't know, like that bag's got to be pretty big. Like, and like, that was something that came up on the Josh Strife stream. I wish I would have written down which one it was, but he was saying how he has friends in that work in the oil industry and in OnlyFans. And he was saying, like, those are two jobs that are severely looked down on by other people. And that, like, a lot of hate for the oil industry, but the thinking is like, well, I'm secure, my family's secure. It's okay if people hate me. It is like kind of the thinking where it's like, hey, it's like only like whatever people online are going to have their thoughts about me working this job. It's like I'm just gonna stay in my lane and focus on my work, right? And same with like OnlyFans, and where it's where the hypothetical, like how like I see this like come up a lot in where it's like, yeah, OnlyFans can make you money, but like and where like where it's like kids these days are gonna have it real rough when they get bullied if the mom's got an OnlyFans, like, and how much shit that kid's gonna get, like, if the mom has a questionable history, right? Okay, so there's all these hypotheticals, right? But they were saying on stream, like, well, okay, yeah, it's like, yeah, if that kid might get bullied, but is that better or worse than if that child was like growing up in poverty? Like, where it's like, if you could do this job, that's like, yeah, it's got some stank to it, it's got some stigma, but it means your kid can go to college. I mean, it's kind of like that kind of. It's not just. It's so, to just look at the negatives of like, oh, that's a real dirty job. Like, oh, that's terrible that you would do that. It's like, well, I mean, there's a reason why people do it, and I know there's like this statistic. It's something like only like 5% of OnlyFans. Like, oh my god, like it's very very few people that make the big bucks on there. But I think, I mean, yeah, but it's different. I'm getting a little lost in thought. Let me check in on Pika Pika. Pika Pika says, just people say, if it sounds too good to be true, it's because it's not true. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like with gambling sites, offering boatloads of money, it's like, well, what are the long-term consequences of this? I guess, and not just so I'm, and I think, and that's something that's come up, a lot with the, stand-up comedy fandom. And I'm going to say fandom as a big general term, fandom. As in, like, people who go on, like, r/comedy, r/stand-up comedy, like the comedy subreddits, right? There's been a lot of talk about the Riyad Comedy Festival. And so let me pull it. So Riyad Comedy Festival, as defined by Wikipedia. Okay. Let me read you Wikipedia. It says Riyadh Comedy Festival was a Saudi Arabian government-sponsored comedy festival. The festival featured many high-profile comedians and a variety of comedy styles. The event drew criticism due to Saudi Arabia's poor human rights record, as well as the censorship rules contractually imposed on the performers. Several comedians were invited to perform, declined, and spoke out against it. Human rights organizations urged performers to speak out against any human rights abuses and not be complicit in any whitewashing of such abuses. In the background for it, it says Riyadh Comedy Festival was the first of its kind to be hosted in Saudi Arabia. It aimed to position Riyadh as a hub for international culture and artistic events and improve Saudi Arabia's global image. Okay, so a lot of A-list comedians went to this. Aziz Ansari, Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, Louis C.K., Whitney Cummings, Pete Davidson, Ben Hart, Kevin Hart, Gabriel Iglesias. Huge list of people. Samuel, Mark Normand, let me see. Chris Tucker, yeah. It's, yeah, really packed roster. And so, there was backlash to this in the comedy fandom. Very online comedy fandom. I don't know how much it's actually affected ticket sales where cause someone I think it was Louis CK that his defense of it was like, cause for the Riyad Comedy Festival, the comedians had to, part of their contract, they had to agree to not joke about religion and not joke about their government were the two big things that they could not make any jokes about. And so, for, like a comedian like Aziz Ansari, who does more like goofball humor, it's like, he's not, where the thinking is like, I'm just going to I'm just going to do my act. My act isn't, I don't have to do anything different about my act. I can do this. Where it wouldn't feel like a self-censorship thing. I'm not saying if that's right or wrong, but I can understand someone's thinking in that. But if I may empathize with the poor little billionaires. And so I think like, but then like the backlash to that being, well, for anyone here, it would take about 2 weeks of touring to make up the price difference in what the Saudi government offered you, to fly out and perform. And by signing that, by doing this festival, it loses, you lose your credibility in speaking out against these issues. And well, I'm not going to comedians, for their high moral character, but it is a little bit of a bummer. I could say that. And hopefully we can have some nuance about this. I don't want to put my hoof down and say it's 100% bad or good. Because if someone just sees it as a gig, I guess I understand that, but I don't know. I think I just lean more on oh, that kind of sucks, but I guess I just never expected better. And so I'd say the people who are having the biggest fan backlash is Whitney Cummings and Bill Burr, because they position themselves as being very very liberal and very how do I say this? I guess very feminist would be the way to describe them both. And so for somebody who positions themselves as oh, I'm very moral and principled, to then accept the Saudi blood money, it's yeah, I see why their fandoms are have a little bit more disappointment in that. But I don't know, I never particularly followed them, so I guess it's not really affecting, it's not like any fandoms I'm any parasocial comedian fandom that I'm part of was shattered here, and so but I don't think that this is gonna really affect any sales of anyone, because I don't know, where it's because I think of the times I've gone to comedy shows, it's mostly just hey, everyone's off on this day, let's see what things we can do, and if there's a show we can go to or open mic, we'll do that, okay? There's been a few times where it's oh, I need to see this specific comedian, but it's and and to plan around the person, but it's more just luck of the draw, who's performing this day when everyone's off, and so I guess time will tell if this does have a more material impact, if people are more outwardly disgusted by the taking of this money and performing there, if that will have a more material impact on the different comedians who perform there. Um, yeah, but like I said, like I don't know. Yeah, it's disappointing, but also I do also think that there's been a lot of moral grandstanding about about it, like a lot of tattletale behavior that I'm just not really a fan of. Where it is kind of like a I don't know, kind of a lot of backseat driving on that. But I understand being upset. I do. I definitely do. Like just because I'm just like kind of shogunai about it. And I think yeah. So it's my feeling is that sucks, but whatever. And so I'm teeing all this up. I'm teeing all this up because I feel like the Riyad Comedy Festival has come to manga, which I care about much deeper. Like I follow comedians. I like stand-up comedy, but it's not like it's not like my thing. It's not like I don't have like this intense personal connection to stand-up comedy. Manga's a lot different. I care a lot more about manga. And so Riyadh Comedy Festival has come to OEL manga in the form of Sandstorm Comics. If you don't know what Sandstorm Comics is, I implore you to look them up on LinkedIn. They are a book publishing company. They are headquartered in Abu Dhabi, and on their LinkedIn, this is not me being conspiratorial. This is real. This is what it actually says. It says it is a government agency. Okay, they are a branch of the Abu Dhabi government with the purpose of making comics and manga. Okay, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like government getting involved. I don't like government just at all. Like I think I could say that that government bad. And I don't like government getting like I don't like this foreign influence on manga. I think that's like another big damn deal. And so if you look, there are says 11 to 50 employees. I'm gonna guess it's closer to 11 than 50, because for a while it was like, okay, yeah, it says view all 9 employees on LinkedIn. Okay, yeah, it's pretty small, and Whytmanga is one of the people at Sandstorm Comics. Whytmanga, aka Odunze Oguguo. He is listed as an art director, and he's also illustrated a comic for them called Istabraq, spelled Istabraq. Looks like a pretty typical shonen adventure. It is I'm looking at alifstores.com. They're listing for Istabraq. It says it came out in 2024. It's 100 pages, and it is a full color comic. And definitely Whytmanga's art style. And okay. And I know he's run their booths at conventions. I know they've flown him out to give talks. He's done virtual panels for them. He's very involved with them. And the thing is, it is one of those, I think that if someone, okay, first of all, I think the biggest thing is like, okay, I used to cover Whytmanga a lot more. I still do, but I used to too. And the thing is, like, I guess it just like kind of stopped being, I guess like it just kind of stopped being funny. When I learned about his connection to the UAE government. Because it felt like this had way bigger moral implications than anything I felt equipped to handle. Like, because Saturday AM, I've had so many critiques of them, like, you know, not paying their artists, being very unprofessional, and like, and when I say not paying their artists, I'm thinking back to like things that they've said in their letters to the editor. Okay, I don't know how things have changed. I'm really covering my ass. I don't know how things have changed. Or what, like how, like how they've like changed their finances, like or what's going on there. But former artists have said how payment wasn't great. And yeah, hopefully I'm not getting too stuck on that. But I think that like for artists being unpaid, well, with all due respects, you weren't like going down to the salt mine and putting on your hard hat and mining for 12 hours a day. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to dismiss anyone. Please, I really hope that like me putting this behind a paywall or unlisting this, I don't know what I'm gonna fucking do with this. I hope that there will be room for nuance here. That but like, so when we look at like the kind of shady contracts that Saturday AM has had, and the kind of and the questions, I suppose, like I think we could say questions. I think that's ambiguous enough about different payments, just or even just like, I mean, just look at how they fucking act on social media. Like if we look at all of those, it sucks. It sucks. We could definitely say that it sucks. But like, there's worse labor crimes going on in the world. Like, and I guess that where, and I guess that's like kind of like where it's like, well, I don't want this to be like the only talking point that I have for, like, yeah, it's like, it's definitely something to talk about, but I don't know. Like, I guess it is kind of like a, well, hopefully you're all adults, you know what you signed up for. And if like you got burned by this company, it's like, hopefully like you're okay and everything's all right. Like it's really tricky to talk about because it's like there are, I feel like it's just more talking about like a toxic friend group than like a serious labor crimes. And maybe I'm just totally fucking wrong here, but like there is like a cult like mentality to Saturday AM that I find fascinating, honestly. I think that's I think that's like worth talking about. That's worth exploring. Let's see. And I think it's worth me going to Timmy and Tommy's shop and selling some items. Pika, while I'm doing that, I want to hear from you. I want to, I want to get your input. I've been rambling a bit. Let's see. As you can see, I'm here in Timmy and Tommy's shop. I need like a second to collect my thoughts. Pika says, I've been listening closely to the rambling, so I had nothing to add. Yeah. There's a lot of ways this can go, for sure. Okay, well, I think with Saturday AM, a lot of the drama, it kind of reminds me of like the it's like how like the Age of Scorpius drama, how it's like, okay, like, and just like a lot of book talk drama. I'm gonna say that with big quotes because like I don't know what the fuck's a book talk. I'm too old for that. Where it's like Age of Scorpius, it's like somebody wrote a bad book, acted like a theater kid, and worst thing that happened was somebody was out the $30 for the pre-order. Is it the worst thing that ever happened? Well, no. There's worse things that have happened. Like it's not like a true crime story. Nobody's actually being hurt, and I'm not saying no one's being hurt by like bad publishing deals, but it's like they're not like, it's not like we gotta like. It's not like there's any like bodies in the freezer. It's nothing too dark, and I don't know, and I don't know if that like speaks to the like parasociality or how like it's easy to feel distant from different things. Like, I think like with a lot of art, it's like I don't want to say like unpaid labor is just part of the game. Because it shouldn't be. Like, there should be, like, it should be better. Like, and I think that is, like, something uniquely disappointing about Saturday AM is just, is how, it's like, oh, well, we're going to be this comic company and we're inspired by manga. Okay? That's cool. But then, like, working conditions are worse than manga. You pay worse than manga. Like, you release slower than manga. It's such a fucking mess where it's like, and like there's that like unique nerd pain I feel where it's like, okay, but you're like the biggest guys in OEL manga. It's like I want you to have your shit together. This sucks. Like and I think that like, if a company is going to operate on like, hey, we're basically just like volunteer basis, it's like, yeah, I guess that's fine. But like, I feel like there's a lot of them promising the moon to young authors and then scooping them up and then locking them in shitty contracts, shitty deals, and not listening. And like, I do want to emphasize that like I feel for you, and I don't want this to happen. But like, if things started getting darker than like somebody got burned on a bad book deal, then it's like, okay, that's too much. That's outside of my scope. I can't talk about this, or at least I can't talk about this with the frequency that I can. Because and I feel like so I feel like with the Sandstorm Comics deal that Whytmanga did, I remember like when I first found out about this. I'm gonna talk about it. It's like it's my personal 9/11, or where were you when you found out about the Charlie Kirk death? I'm gonna talk about it like one of those. But like I just really felt my heart sink, like, where it's like, oh, this is just, it feels so much darker than anything else that they've done. Where like them crying about like somebody leaving them a bad book review, that shit's funny. Like, I want to clown on that and just point and laugh and make fun of that, because it is funny how fucking thin-skinned they are. It is a lot less funny how they mistreat artists and do all these shady deals, and how they monopolize, like they are just actively killing OEL manga. Like this is going to get a little more conspiratorial, but I do feel like they will just take on artists who show potential, who and have that like right personality type to be the yippy little lapdog, I should say. And they will just scoop up artists, is my perspective, and give them deals so they won't talk back. And that's the other thing, like, where there's so many artists where it's like they've published like a few chapters of their manga, and then it's just on hiatus, and the artist doesn't know when it's coming back, and it's like very poor communication. And like with things like that, it's like, well, I'm going to speak in hypotheticals. If you're an artist in that situation, you don't want to be seen as the shitster. You don't want to be seen as someone who shit talks previous employees, right? And so I understand like why, even though like, there's so many artists who have worked with them and been burned by them, why, there's been so few people, saying anything or even like questioning their practices. It like, where it's like, God, like I kind of hesitate in bringing this up, but like Monitor Comics did delete thread, the mega thread, compiling all of the different like Saturday AM shady dealings behind the scenes and all the leaked messages. And I don't know, and I'm gonna guess that was more for just wanting to rebuild his image, because a little after he made his account VTuber Comics, and now he's like doing like different he's focusing more on VTuber art and be like, hey, the past is past, like kind of is kind of my assumption. I haven't like talked to him about it or brought it up, because it's like, I don't know, because I always like had that feeling of like, I don't want to bring this negative energy into the world. Like I don't want to be like, hey, monitor, check out what Saturday AM did, and like constantly like bugging him. It's like, no, I don't want to fucking be that. Like, because it's like, we make manga, like that's like what we both like want to be known for, is just making manga, not for being little fucking tattletales. And like same with like any like, you know, like any like former artist, it's like, do you want like, it's like, yeah, it's like, even if Saturday AM has like, you know, this pretty public record of how shitty they've acted, and like just flip to any random letter from the editor from Saturday AM and tell me that looks like a coherent functional operation. Okay, like just do like start there. Like, I'm not even being like trying to be like conspiratorial or like, ooh, these leaked DMs. Like, no, like at the end of the Clock Striker video, like I read this like letter from the editor where he talks about like how like the funds are non-existent and this and that, and maybe that's not true now, but every letter from the editor, it was this like exasperated tone of like, oh, I just have to wrangle all of these children. Oh, I can't believe this, and like it, where it's just like, God, it just sounded so rude and condescending, like where it and like you don't have to sit through any of my like 6-hour Yap Fest videos. Like, just go on Saturday AM's website and read the letters from the editor yourself. Okay, like that is the tone, that is the vibe that I've gotten from them. but with it, so even if it's like, oh, former artists, like I don't want to like, because like if you shit talk any former employer, it will put a stank on you. It will make other employers be like, hey, are you just going to be a shit talker as soon as we let you go? Are you going to be the one to leak all of our secrets as soon as we let you go? And to have that fear that things are not daijobu with you, you know? It's like you don't want that dark cloud, that dark aura. I suppose, like, for me, like, I felt more okay shit talking because I don't necessarily want to work in OEL manga, so I'm fine just yapping as long as I want and saying whatever the fuck I want. I think also I think people greatly understate how much shit talking goes on with Japanese mangaka. Because there is a language barrier where it's like, okay, like all of my shit talking, that doesn't matter. It's like, you could say that, like, you could say it's like crass, but it doesn't matter. Like, the thing that actually will matter to a publisher is the fact that okay, like, if you look at the video I did of like Massive Multiplayer World of Ghosts, where I go through and I read the entire series in a giant 10-hour video, okay? If you look at that, like, average, like the like, if I could sum up, like, average, like, Japanese mindset would be like, oh, you showed someone else's manga page without their permission. That's bad. Like, don't do that. That would be, like, the general Japanese perspective. Whereas, like, I'd say, like, the more Western perspective is like, hey, man, don't shit talk them. But the fact that I showed the pages in a video is, like, that just won't be of concern, because there's the whole, like, oh, well, it's transformative work, so it's fine. Like, is kind of more of the Western mindset. So with that in mind, I think, yeah, with the so with Whytmanga, working for Sandstorm Comics, which is part of the Abu Dhabi government. I think that like if he had shown some interest in Middle Eastern art beforehand, I guess like there would be less questions about like why are you doing this. Because like okay, like anyone who was shocked that Dave Chappelle went went to Saudi Arabia to perform, I feel like that's one of those like I don't think you're paying attention because he's openly Muslim and you know rather conservative, so it's like I don't like that was one of the least surprising ones of all, but I guess like if you have in your mind like oh he's this avatar for free speech, he sticks it to the man, like if you had that idea of him, which I think is a little outdated, but like it shouldn't have been a surprise. It and so I think that like if a comic artist who is like had and oh yeah that was like yeah I wanted to paraphrase like but what like Louis C.K. said about his time at the Riyadh Comedy Festival. He was like, well, stand-up comedy is an art form, and like and he wanted and like he wanted to be part of like spreading this art form to the Middle East, and how like oh well being the first to something can be a big deal. And you know you could say like if he's like full of baloney for that or whatever, but like or if that's just an excuse, like he has said like I think it was him that was saying that like oh well if you look at WWE how like when it started in Saudi Arabia, like there were no women on stage, but you know they kept doing it and they kept pushing, and now you know you can have women's wrestling on TV, like and how it's like okay like and how it's like you had to make those gradual steps and work with people to try to push culture a certain way, and so like where it's like okay like I can understand that perspective. I mean I still kind of feel like there's got to be a degree of phoniness and just kind of like covering your ass, so I don't know how like sincere it all is, but like I think that is like a decent enough argument. And so like so if somebody like and because like it is international manga, because there is like because there is that feeling of international, like because Saturday AM wants to make, you know, that's their slogan, manga for everyone. Where it's like do they want to expand, like how much do they want to expand manga to the Middle East? Or is that just like a convenient excuse? Like I feel like okay, here's a fun fact. The longest running Arabic dub of an anime is Detective Conan. And Detective Conan just has a whole life of its own over there, right? And like where like and like when I look at like a lot of international manga for people in that region, like especially like amateur, like the kind of like I don't know how else to describe it, you know, kind of shitty, kind of learning how to draw kind of style of manga. I've seen a good deal of Arabic manga from newbie artists where it's like, oh, you're just trying to draw like Detective Conan, like you're just trying to go for that Gosho Aoyama art style, and like that's really cool. And I think that like I know this sounds a bit this sounds a bit hyperbolic, but it is like one of those like if somebody was a big Detective Conan fan and they got the ring from overseas saying like, hey, do you want to help us make manga? Over at UAE, do you want to help us out? You're the world's biggest Detective Conan fan. I would believe somebody being like, yeah, let's fucking go. But like for Whytmanga, it's like I haven't seen him express any interest in Arabic art or like the Middle East in general. Like I don't know. It's one of those like, wait, why are you doing this? Why like I don't really get it. Where it's like, is it just the money? Because like, look, if it's just the money, I kind of want to know how much they're paying him. Like, is this a life-changing amount of money? He has, like, I know he said in YouTube comments that he has no college debt. And which, like, I believe that, like, you know, no debt, and you know, and he when you look at his at, like, you know, the IRL stuff that he films, it's like he's not going for like big lavish life of luxury, you know, living within his means. And so I don't think he has anyone that he needs to provide for. Like, I know this is some real pocket booking. I know. But like, but when you say like manga for everyone, and like that is the mission statement. Well, I mean, people are gonna have like where it's like, okay, and then you want to work with the UAE government. I mean, they. They're not really cool with the Skittle Squad over there. So I kind of have my questions, but I know that there is like nuance to this where it's like, hey, not everyone in the Middle East is going to be homophobic. Like, there are queer people over there. Like, you know, like if you want to really get into it. So Pika Pika says he has no college debt is the new there is no warm bossing saying. Yeah, like where it's like, that was a while ago. I know he said that comment like before he started working for Sandstorm. I know he's worked as a professor for where he got his college degree. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I think no college debt, that is a reasonable goal. um and I think that like he is like a good example, or I don't know how good of an example, but I do think that too many artists do get caught up in I have to live here, otherwise I can't be an artist. Like, too many like I know like a lot of like animation jobs are condensed in Hollywood and California. Like I don't know, like I've just seen like too many people just like kind of throw their life away for that, and it kind of hurts. Because like kind of like I'm not gonna tell anyone how to live their life. I guess I'll stop myself before I start pulling up specific examples, but it does hurt a bit seeing people feel like too locked into a certain place, especially if it's not like giving them anything. I mean, like, God, like if Whytmanga had money, he'd replace his fucking microphone, hang up that play button. but like. Okay, but like I'm getting into this pocket booking because I want, okay, because I'm thinking like, you know, back to that like example of like, yeah, OnlyFans is a dirty job, but like if your kid could go to college for you to flash your dick, would you do it? Like, you know, like flash your dick to OnlyFans, I should specify. Like, where it's like, okay, well, who does White have to provide for? And that's not even like, having a family makes you morally compromised, because it is like one of those like, you know, it's like gambling. You know, if like you get that gambling sponsorship and you can guarantee that you and the polycule and your 20 closest people are gonna be set. I mean, yeah, most people would take it. Like, I mean, and so it's like, okay, well. But like you're gonna be more. I think my point is like you're gonna be more inclined to take it if you have a family to take care of. If you have like your dying little sister that you need to take care of. Like you know, different hypotheticals like that. As far as I know, I think White's just on his own. He hasn't really talked about. He doesn't really talk about his personal life, and yeah, it's none of my fucking business, but I don't know. It is like, okay, so how much did Sandstorm Comics pay you? And it is like kind of and I guess like for Sandstorm it does kind of like I guess like like if you think of the Riyad Comedy Festival, like if you look at Aziz Ansari doing his goofball comedy and him being like, well, I don't do jokes about religion or government, so this is fine, and him making that decision. I think that the kind of manga that White makes, it does feel like it would comply with UAE government, like, because it is just very, very safe shonen, and like where it's like, okay, edgiest thing is going to be a little bit of blood. It's like he's not drawing like hardcore yaoi. So it is like one of those like, oh, okay, so he could just keep doing what he does and then show up and work a convention booth for them every once in a while, and or do like his little Zoom calls where everyone gets to marvel over his being a genius storyboarder, right? Okay. So if he's so if he's like, just, if this is just cruise control for an easy paycheck and he doesn't have to do anything else, I think that does, but I think it does compromise on the bigger Saturday AM mission. And look, I know I've had my critiques, and look, I think that one thing I can say more confidently about Saturday AM is I will specifically praise Frederick Jones for he feels like he is very in touch with social justice issues, and he is and where he is like where it's like, okay, like if you see like his body of work over the years, like you see that like he gets like more okay with different queer things and incorporating different LGBTQ things, like, and you could say if like you could make your argument if that's just rainbow capitalism, but I do like that that he feels okay doing that and taking that risk. And you could even say that it's not a risk, if every other Netflix show is like The Adventures of Queermo. It's like, yeah, maybe it's not a huge fucking risk to include LGBTQ themes in your manga, but it is cool that like how he has like opened up more to that, like, and if you read like old like letters to the editor, it's like, yeah, there's some kind of clumsy boomer language when it comes to things like that, but like he's learning, like, and I really appreciate him taking the effort to learn more about the LGBTQ community and feel like they are represented, and to stick by that manga for everyone tagline. I guess and so I guess but pay attention, but I don't know if everyone is on board with that with that particular mode of thinking. And by the way, I'm not even saying that the comics that Frederick Jones has written, that they are perfect representation. I have a lot of negative feelings about his recent comic Fan X Boy and how they handled the queer themes. I really did not like that. I'm going to save that for another video. I don't like the sexism in Clock Striker. I think that his sexism is a huge, huge issue that he needs to address. But I do want to give out the old, like, an attempt was made when it comes to queer characters. I think that I do want to at least acknowledge that, like, he is trying, and I think that I would rather see somebody try and fail than not try at all. And because I think that they're like it, like I'll say, like, for me specifically, and I know I brought this up before. So I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but like I did have that fear of like writing black characters, because I had that fear of like, what if I don't do enough? What if they fall flat as like, what if they turn out stereotypical? What if because like I had like, before I like started making manga, like I had this like little webtoon that I don't think I put it online, but I had this webtoon, like it was like a shonen adventure webtoon, whatever, like doesn't fucking matter, but like I wanted it to be like more racially diverse than the Burger King Kids Club, and so the black girl in the shonen adventure gang was like the most perfect character imaginable. where it was like, oh, she's like the coolest and the smartest, and she wears like these cool, like decked out Lolita dresses, but she's also really smart and really tough. And as I was looking over the character bios that I wrote for this, I'm like, oh, she's just kind of like a Mary Sue perfect character, because I was afraid of giving her flaws. And I think that all of us are going to have these shortcomings, and we're going to project onto things, and nobody is going to be perfect. So and where it's like, I'm not nobody should go to me for anything other than crusty otaku representation, okay? But I do like when people try. I do like it. And so I it's one of those I really wish that where Frederick Jones, where it's okay, he has a lot of these shortcomings in his writing, where a lot of things that I wish he would do better, but I really like that he's trying and he is pushing himself. And it's so I want to contrast that with Whytmanga. And so now that it's been established that that he works for Sandstorm Comics, so Whytmanga works for Sandstorm Comics, he is on call for them, right? I don't know how much money, but he does work for them, right? I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention in his videos. This is something that comes up a lot. I'm sorry I don't have a specific one I can point to for this, but just keep your ears open if you are someone who listens to his streams, okay? Something that I've noticed, as part of his speaking pattern, is that when Whytmanga talks about the diversity in manga, frequently in the context of Saturday AM making diverse manga, or manga for everyone, and parading around that catchphrase, right? Now, when he says that, and he says, oh, we make manga for everyone, and it doesn't matter your ethnicity, your race, where you're from, what country, all of that stuff. He gives this big blanket statement at the end, after honing in on a few more that that are more specific to somebody's racial or ethnic identity, right? He will never say oh, we're inclusive of different gender and sexual orientations. Take note of that. I really want people to pick up on this, that this group is mysteriously excluded when Whytmanga praises Saturday AM for their diversity. And I'd say that we could say how, okay, Frederick Jones is kind of questionable with how he writes women. By the way, okay, I'm gonna compliment sandwiches. Sorry to keep getting myself off topic, but Yellow Stringer, I thought that one was pretty okay with their queer representation. I really hated Fan X Boy. That one fucking sucked. I when Ricky's a little more free, I definitely want to podcast with him, because he is very openly out loud and proud gay. So I want to talk with him about when he's available sometime. I want to sit down with him and force him to read Fan X Boy and talk about the different fumblings of the the different queer elements of that. I really need his input. If anyone I'm gonna make a plea to the comment section. If you've ever sucked a dick and you read Fan X Boy, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of that manga, because it fucking sucked. Okay, so so Whytmanga will never include, or he has yet to include, I should say. We make manga for everyone, no matter where you're from, your ethnicity, if you're gay, straight. Like he never throws that little bit of a bone. And that's the thing. I don't like expect, I guess, like, where it's like I don't expect him to be this like perfectly morally correct person. I don't think anyone should be held to that standard, and I think it's a little freaking nonsense if you do any of that, and to try to either put someone on that pedestal or try to put yourself on that pedestal. I don't like that. But if your whole thing is, hey, you know what? We are the diverse manga company, and that is your whole fucking thing. But then you're going to partner with a government that is not cool with the gays, and going to limit that artistic output. It's like, well, I mean, what's the angle? Why are you doing this? Do you really care about manga art in the Middle East? Like, is this like some like hidden special interest? Because, oh man, one of these days, like I really want to talk about the Islamic dub of Detective Conan one day. Okay, like, no, not the long running one. There was a 12 episode halal dub of Detective Conan that someday I'm gonna talk about. Okay, like it was fucking wild. Like, but look, if I've never heard anything like that. I've never heard anything like that. I've never heard any interest in the Middle East or their art or Detective Conan even, like, gonna really, really broaden my scope. But then suddenly you're working for this government. Okay, well, how much money are they paying you? Gambling money, like gambling sponsorship money. Like, are you set for the rest of your life money? Are your 20 closest? Are you gonna be able to buy a house for your 20 closest people? Because then it's like, it's a lot harder. Because then it's like, well, and if the deal was like, hey man, just keep doing what you're doing, keep turning out Apple Black, and we'll give you a ring and fly you out like every 6 months. I mean, like, like just how much is he making from like that? I know I'm gonna sound fucking nuts, but like. Yeah, like, how much money was enough to sell out? And I really do think that that's sellout behavior. And like, where, it sucks. Like, I think I could say that it just kind of sucks. And let me look at my notes. Yeah. Saturday AM's whole thing is their morality. And I think that is always a losing game when you position yourself as like, I am the wokest, I am the most diverse, nobody can touch me. It's like, well, I mean, you're just kind of asking for someone to topple you over. And like, and we see that, and you know, because like they are like so hilariously thin-skinned, they can't take critique. Like, they can't say, like, hey, I don't like, I'm not cool with the sexism in Clock Striker. That would just be met with them plugging their ears and going, la, 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 I can't hear you. That's, like, they're so bad at taking criticism, even, like, good faith criticism. I don't give good faith criticism. I hope I've made that abundantly clear that I am not interested in giving good faith criticism. But if your whole thing's going to be how like you are just so goddamn morally superior because you made the woke manga, it's like, well, you kind of can't say that when your main guy is getting a check from Abu Dhabi. Like, it's like going to be so much, like, and it's just so much, it's just so obviously harder to say that. It's not even like a question of like individual artist biases and like implicit sexism, racism, homophobia coming up when you write your character. Like, no, it just goes so far beyond that when you have the UAE government funding your top guy. God, like, I know the UAE, okay, I know Sandstorm Comics, they are redoing their website. I can't find it now, but it was on their Twitter. I'm gonna look. I don't expect me to edit anything in, please. But I know at some point, I know this is gonna sound like some dude, trust me, bro. But there was there was like for Sandstorm Comics, they were showing how like Whytmanga was like going to make a picture book about Ramadan for them, and and look, there. I don't know how hard this is going to be found, like you know, because I assume that this was canceled for whatever reason. Maybe they felt that White was better suited to make Istabraq the shonen adventure for them, right? I don't know what happened, but there was at some point development plans for him to make a book about Ramadan. Whytmanga is a Christian. Apple Black has some pretty obvious Christian themes in its story. Respectfully, what business does he have making a Ramadan picture book? I feel like just that just feels so wildly inappropriate. And then from that angle, it's like, okay, well, how much, like, if somebody comes to you and they're like, I love your art, I want you to illustrate a Ramadan picture book for me. Like, if you say like, hey, I'm not a Muslim, you need to find another artist. Like, how much money would they have to pay for you to say like, oh yeah, no problem, I'll illustrate that. I don't know what's the number for White. I know, okay, and this is more speculation, but you remember how it was a few years ago, Whytmanga got his YouTube channel hacked. And this was like a big uproar. I know there was like some smaller YouTube channel. I don't think it was Kofi. I think it was someone else. But they were saying how like, oh, this just kind of shows how desperate he is for money. Because like the quote unquote hackers that got him, it's like, oh, this is like a scammy, like this is just like a scammy operation that promises sponsorship deals, but then they just overtake your entire channel. It's like, so it was one of those like, yeah, the fact that he, look, maybe that's not what had happened. Maybe he like, maybe you know, he accidentally tripped while he had his laptop open. And then it just fell on his YouTube channel, and then suddenly there was a crypto scam running on his channel, right? Okay. Now, I think that so they were speculating like, hey, this happened like this happens like when somebody is really hard up for money, they will fall for these obvious scams. And look, anyone can get scammed. A lot of people who are not hard up for money will get scammed, or like there's different, like, there's a lot of different phishing things for influencers in the modern day. Like, I don't think it's 100% indicative of his financial state. But look, he is pretty quick to take sponsorships. And that is like, and it is like on the selling out thing where it's like, yeah, that is like, yeah, fucking duh. That's how influencers make their money. That's part of the deal. You will take sponsorships. You will not always agree with them. But I think and so like, you know, so to make like the Ramadan picture book, to accept that, to get to the stage where you're drawing, like where like they have like at least one big colored illustration to put on their Twitter and have that whole coming soon. It's like, man, that's like you got like, I don't know. Is it fair to say that's like compromising on morality? Look, I fasted for Ramadan more than Whytmanga. I could say that. I could say with absolute certainty I've done that more than him. I would not be comfortable taking that hypothetical book deal. Okay? And the thing is, like, I haven't seen him express that, like, interest in the middle. And like, I don't know, like, does he need to express the interest? It's like, is this a dirty secret of his? Because, like, I've seen him mention Istabraq once in a comment section. He is not, like, trying to put that out there and promo it. And I don't know if it's just like he's bad at promoing, or like, or if he just wants his channel to be the Apple Black machine, or like, I don't know, maybe it's because like most of his audience is American, so it's harder to get, because like, God, I want to buy it, but like the only way to get it is like you need to ship it from overseas. Like Kinokuniya does carry some of Sandstorm Comics, but like all in Arabic and nothing by Whytmanga. So like I don't know, is it just because there is no like clean link to buy it? Who fucking knows? But like it is like, I guess I just have some questions about like the whole operation. Like why? Like are they giving you enough so like you could just retire as is? Because well, I mean, then it's like then I guess I have less questions if that's the case. but if that's not, like is this just like an average payday? Like, would you hypothetically be able to make up the money with like, you know, doing commissions for just a few weeks of nose to the grindstone, just churning out commissions? Then yeah, then that's a little shadier. Then I kind of don't like that. I kind of feel like then I feel like then there's more of that, like, okay, then why'd you do it? Like kind of feel it really sucks, because like I know like being an artist is hard, like where it is like I'm not gonna like I think that like I am too young to really fully understand selling out. I think that but like there, like everyone's got to have a line, and I don't know what's the line for Whytmanga, and it is like it just feels so slimy. Where it does, like I said, it's no longer like a fun book talk drama, where it's no longer like, hey, where my attitude's been like, hey, I have empathy. I don't know the difference between empathy and sympathy. Well, I got the feels for any artist that got burned. Look, and just because it's like a quote unquote low stakes drama, it doesn't mean it's not real. It doesn't mean that you weren't hurt. But like, it's not like anyone was being held for ransom. I guess like where it's like it is just kind of still in that nebulous sphere of book talk drama, where it's like, but then like foreign government coming into the diverse manga company, influence and potentially influencing it for the worst. I don't like that. Like we're like oh God, like it's where it's like, well, if he took this so he could retire, I don't know. It's one of those like, yeah, I guess I don't fault him, but it's like, oh man, I'm getting all flabbergasted. let me take a drink. A Pika Pika. Do you have any thoughts? Saw from earlier. Their skin is so thin it could be mistaken for the worst quality paper sheet in the world. Yeah, it's thinner than fucking toilet paper. And she says, all I can say is I am also flabbergasted. LOL. Yeah. I guess like I don't know. I think yeah, cause the whole like, we are diverse, we are morally conscious, we are socially conscious. That it's like that's all just gone away with Whytmanga taking this deal and nobody stepping in to stop him. And it is like, and I don't know, like I feel like if he, like I don't know how it would be okay. Like if he just said like, hey, they're paying me $1 million a year to go to give a few talks every now and then. It's like, okay, yeah, cool. Where it's like, it is one of those like, yeah, you could like God, I don't want to get too granular about it, but like yeah, you would be able to help a lot more artists and further your cause for diverse manga. If you got a fat paycheck from them, and Whereas like, you know, if you're struggling to make ends meet, but like, I don't think he's reinvesting that. I don't think he, like, I can't see that goodness. I don't see that giving back. I really feel like Saturday AM is a cancer. And I mean, like, in the most classic definition of the word, a cancer that saps nutrients from the OEL manga scene just for their own growth. And it sucks. I think it really hurts that the biggest one is just so cancerous. And okay, I don't want to put this artist on blast. Okay, I'm saying this. I know I say that before I put artists on blast, but like, look, this time I mean it. Okay, but like, okay, I was on White, like, this is some real dude just trust me kind of thing. Okay, but you're like an hour into a video, so I assume you do trust me. But there was an artist in Whytmanga's Patreon, you know, and in Patreon you have the little creator chat, and so this artist posted their manga that was on Manga Plus Creators, and you know, this guy's been making the rounds. I've seen him in like different Discords and self promo things, right? Hopefully nobody will be able to like decipher who I'm talking about, because I genuinely don't have smoke with this guy. Like they're whatever. I don't care. Okay. So he posts his manga. It's on Manga Plus Creators, and he's like, "Hey, White, can I get some feedback for my manga?" And White gives the most middle of the road, nothing feedback. Ends it with, "Oh, but you should apply for Saturday AM's Summer of Manga," right? And to give the timeline, this was when I was like, because I was signed up for his Patreon for like less than 48 hours before he banned me. I didn't do anything. I don't know why he banned me. Like, yeah, no comments, no nothing. He just did not want my money. He said, "Your money's no good here." So this artist posts their manga, right? Now, on one of the recent webtoon edition of Apple Black, I saw the same artist come up saying how they were so happy to be an assistant on the Apple Black webtoon. That is a huge conflict of interest. That is a huge boundary. Look, I could say, like, again, hopefully nothing. Look, again, I'm saying it's a huge boundary crossed, but in a book talk way, okay? Like, but it's still a boundary cross. God, I hate how many fucking qualifiers I have to put on everything. But look, it is a cross boundary. I could say that. Like, it fucking sucks. Like, I don't, like, if somebody is on your Patreon, they should not be working for you. That is, like, that is just, that really feels inappropriate. Like, and I won't say like it's always bad. But like, how much are the Apple Black assistants actually getting paid? Because like, there's like 20 some assistants on Apple Black, and Whytmanga at his peak is making about $500 a month on Patreon. That is not enough for like to have that many assistants on call. And like, the fact that he has so many assistants is another thing. Like, I don't, it's a manga. It's supposed to be one person's vision, but like, it really, really frustrates me. Like, look, I won't say I haven't done work for free. I won't say I haven't worked for people that I have given money to. But I think, like, the fact that like Saturday AM is this, like, it wants to be this huge sprawling empire, and there's so many artists stuck in these shitty deals. I think that there is like that level of professionalism where it's like, you know, if I go to a YouTuber and say like, "Hey dog, I'm good at audio editing. You need some help, hit me up." Like where it's just like, hopefully, like, like, yeah, there is like that fan element of it, of like, hey, I'm a fan of this person and I want to help them out. And there is that like parasociality, but also like, I would kind of hope that it is that, it's closer to like, we are equals. We are two creators. Like, and that is more of the vibe, because like, I have my own shit going on. Like, this isn't like, hey, senpai, notice me energy. Well, hopefully not most of the time. But like, I don't know. Like, well, it really does suck. Like, especially like if they are doing like all of these like shady contracts, shady deals, like I don't know. Like I do feel like here, if I could do some more fucking backseat driving, but it's like, but I do feel like if I needed help with something, I would not be comfortable like going to like the paid membership tab, or like seeking out people like that. Like, where it's like, yeah, if somebody is also like paying for something, like paying on the membership, it's like, that's not going to like automatically exclude, because like, I don't know, man, like I have friends on like who pay for the membership. Okay. Like, and like, are you going to say that like, you're never going to help your friends out? Like, but there, hopefully you kind of like, hopefully I'm making some sense. I know I'm getting a little mush mouth, a little ahead of myself, like why I think it's a tad inappropriate to find assistance on your Patreon. And why that is, that just leaves like a slimy feeling in my mouth. Like like Pika Pika. Like, I know you, like, I'm gonna fucking point directly at you. Like, you pay for the membership just because you like watching the members only videos. But it's also like, but I've also like sent you videos before, and like sent you scripts, and been like early on, like I was like, hey, how does the audio mixing on this sound? Like, how does it, like, and you're in chat right now. It's like I don't know, like that's two separate things. Whereas like, I don't know where, but like, I know you in real life. I think is like kind of the difference. And like, whereas like if it was like somebody like who I'd like only interacted with like if I had only interacted with someone on like Scooter Pitch podcast, and that was like my primary way of knowing them, I would feel like that is like, it would be wildly inappropriate of me to go to them and say like, hey bestie, how about you help me draw my manga? Like I like, that just feels like yeah, don't fucking do that. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I feel I got myself stuck in a hole where I'm like, maybe if I keep talking, I'll make a point, but that never fucking works. Oh gosh. I guess, like, I don't know. I think ideally I want the old financial audit for Whytmanga. I don't know, like, how much is coming from the Abu Dhabi government. Yeah. Yeah, Pika Pika says, even if you were to do that, you wouldn't be lucky. I'm not good at drawing manga style. Yeah. Hey, I don't think... I am pretty quick to offer my manga services for people. Like, because I'm just in it for the love of the game, you know? Like, so I've done, like, a lot of, like, unpaid assistant work, just because it's fun. So it's so tricky, because, like, where it's like, okay, if somebody has the opportunity to do assistant work on this long-running, beloved international manga, Apple Black, and, you know, you're not doing anything else with your Friday afternoons, it's like, I mean, yeah, I can't really fault you for that, but also, I don't know, like, it's just like, well, then, like, there's that, like, cult mentality of like, where it just feels like the hype machine, where where it's so much of this is just like the cool things they're going to do, and you know, and if you are like, you know, assistant number 18, it's like you're probably not gonna have anything bad to say if like, when whatever allegations come up, whenever there are critiques about their payment structure, about how they hold artists back, about the general work culture, you'll probably have less to say when that comes up, because it's like, hey, that's my boy. I worked on that manga. I'm not gonna chime in. Like, I don't know. Like, so it sucks. Frickin' sucks. I know I'm gonna think of like a lot more on the subject as soon as I turn the camera off, because it is like something that just like, it kind of eats at me. Oh, what am I missing? Ooh, stone axe. Ishi no on. Shupian on. Okay, well, we need to make this. Okay, sorry. I'm walking through my Animal Crossing now. Yeah, financial audit for White. Oh yeah, the Apple Black Kickstarter. I don't know when this is gonna go up. I've deliberately positioned my VTuber so I am. I'm slow. I'm sorry. I made the wrong kind of axe. Okay. So Apple Black, they've recently announced a Kickstarter. Okay. And I don't like it. I don't like it. Because they are how do I they let me do my axe. Apple Black recently announced a Kickstarter, and it is a absolute clusterfuck. Okay, you think this video's bad? Watch the Apple Black announcement for the Kickstarter, because it's this long meandering, because the video is titled "I'm considering an Apple Black Kickstarter. Here's why." Instead of just rolling out the red carpet and being like, "Here is my goddamn Kickstarter, everybody chip in." And so this is for Volume 6 of Apple Black. It is looking more likely that Quarto Books is not making any more books with Saturday AM, because Zephyr, the one with the black girl that looks like Ugly Sonic, that one was published with someone else and is not available as a print book, but the ebook was not published by Quarto. That one was not done by Quarto. I have not seen any more plans for any more Quarto books. So, and then Apple Black Volume 6 being done through Kickstarter. I mean, that kind of implies that the traditional publishing deal, that they're not going to publish Apple Black Volume 6 if you're going to Kickstarter. And so he's pitching it as that, like, oh, it's going to be this big immersive experience. Like, oh my god, it is the most clusterfuck of a Kickstarter page I've ever seen, because it's like, the games. What is Apple Black? Perfect for new readers. Houses of Eden. Yeah, now he's got his like little Harry Potter houses. Meet the characters. He pushes his light novel, his video game, and a few paragraphs later, he goes, "Why Kickstarter? I dream of attempting." This is Whytmanga's words. "I dream of attempting something very ambitious with this campaign." And there's a lot of things for merch. And a lot of stretch goals. I think, honestly, if he just said like, "Hey, we're not getting a Quarto Books deal. I need to crowdfund this." I think people would be a little more receptive to that. Which is like, God, it's just more of his fucking phoniness. Like it is some, like, it really, like, I just do not gel with this personality type, this like constant tough guy posturing, and to just never admit when you have done something wrong. Let me take a drink. I'm getting all flabbergasted. Oh. Like, I really think that if he just said, like, here, let me fucking backseat. Like, no, that I can't even start there because, like, look, right now, okay, it says it's launching soon. There's 43 followers for this campaign. 43 followers. That video, I think it was at like 5,000 views. So of the 5,000 people that watched the video, only 43 added it to their added to watch it on Kickstarter. Wait, let me see what it's at. Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was at 3.9 thousand views. Okay. And so that was a day ago. And 43 followers. Oh man, it is. And the stretch goal. So the first stretch goal is 30,000 for the first stretch goal. Okay. Saturday Wars, the card game, made a little under $2,000. And that was like the game found. I want to check my work. I want to make sure I'm getting that number right. Let me search Saturday, because there were some people on the Saturday, like the Saturday Wars card game. Okay, 16 backers pledged $1,995. That's 5.7% of the $35,000 goal. Okay, and look, you could watch the Saturday Wars podcast. I put a screenshot. I tried to donate, but it would not let me. So like, if I could have gotten through it, would have made it over 2K. So it's 16 backers and 171 people follow. Now, okay, we can adjust for scale because this is on GameFound. Say like less people like know GameFound, but I don't know. Like there's like a lot of big campaigns on here. They I don't know, like I don't know if they ever got like on the trending page, but like I did see them up there. Like I did see them on the front page a few times. Like I saw like there was like at least one comment that was like, "Hey, I've never saying like I've never heard of you guys, but like, oh, this looks sick. Black manga, awesome. I'm all in." Like you know, and getting people in from that angle. But like Saturday Wars card game, this was all of the different series coming together for this. Like there was a lot of backing for this. Like it was on like the cover of of like their magazine. There was a lot of tie-in stuff, a lot of hype, a lot of momentum. They raised $2,000. This was also not the first time that they tried a card game Kickstarter. Okay, I'm just trying to give a scale of like where this company is for finance, for like asking their audience for money. And I think like it ended May of 25. Okay. I don't know. Like, so about a year's passed. Do they think like, hey, that's in the past, let's try again with a new Kickstarter or what? I was gonna say with the actual video announcement, I'm considering Kickstarter for Apple Black. Here's why, published by Whytmanga. It was so fucking hard for me to just find the Kickstarter link. Okay, like I think because like, look, I assume it's linked in bio. Like it would be the first link in bio is the Kickstarter. No, it's on the pinned comment, but it's the second link in the pinned comment because the first link is like take a quiz to find out which Harry Potter Apple Black house you're in, right? That's like the first where it's like, dude, like it's just link overload. Because like, look, if you go on that video, okay. So this is the description. It says the biggest Kickstarter for a tournament arc, battle royale, shonen manga graphic novel, ? Are you ready? Read Apple Black on Webtoon Originals. So that's the first link in his Kickstarter announcement, which, like, by the way, saying, I'm considering Kickstarter for Appleblack. Well, you already made the page. Like, I think it's been considered. Like, I don't know if, like, you're doing this to make it seem like, oh, hey, I'm a cool guy. I'm open to critique. I'm like, you know, I'm a man of the people. You know what? Open to feedback. LOL. Like, but it's like, you already made the fucking thing. You already did it. Like, I don't know why it's like, I'm considering. Like, already, it's like, this is so fucking soft. And it makes me fucking nuts. Okay, so the biggest Kickstarter. Okay, so I don't know why the Kickstarter isn't, like, front and center. Like, get rid of all the... Okay, so he links to Appleblack on Webtoon Originals. Okay. Get my manga, Appleblack, How to Draw Books, and more. So shop Saturday AM. Or on Amazon, so the Amazon link too. Wishlist our fighting game on Steam, so link to the Steam. Appleblack official website, merch, toys, info. Join my Patreon, link to the Patreon, and then a big damn link of all of his socials, his Discord, his Gumroad. And then you go down to the pinned comment that says, what house are you in? Take the quiz, follow the Kickstarter page, fill out the Google form if you're guaranteed day one backer. And then, yeah. Then there's the Google form for the day one backers. Okay. I am... Okay, so now he changed it. So now follow the Kickstarter page. Okay, there it is. Oh my god. So So this Kickstarter has these are the tiers he's proposing in the super Kickstarter on the Google form. Okay. So $15 for the ebook, which is that is quite an ask. Like I know, look, I know Kickstarter prices run a little bit higher. Man, that's like a fucking lot, dude. $25. Okay. So $45 for the paperback book. This is a lot. $60 is signed. I guess that's more okay. Okay. $85 includes Appleblack volumes 1 through 5 and the light novel digital box set collection. Digital, like, that's fucking nothing. It's like, it's a PDF. I don't get it. Okay. So you get, wait, what the fuck? Okay, so $85 tier is Appleblack volumes 1 through 5 in the light novel. Kickstarter exclusive Nirvana games physical print. Everything from previous tiers. Okay, $130 includes signed house-based Nirvana games physical print. Appleblack Origins light novel ebook, but it's like the ebook would be included in the box set because the box set says volume 5 and the light novel. Everything from the previous tiers. Okay. Now, okay. So he wants to send out pins and stickers. He wants to get scarves going. At the $3,000 tier is one-of-a-kind golden scarab statue. Only 5 will be made. Has he ever made a statue before? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just seeing, like, this just looks like a logistical nightmare. It to be like, oh, here's, like, my different, like, okay, stretch goals. Let me pull up the stretch goals, okay? So he has to give a fucking lore dump for his manga. And he emphasizes that you can jump into this from volume... Like, he's going to write it in such a way that you can jump into this from volume 6. That it's the tournament arc, and you can just jump in from volume 6, right? Right? Okay. I guess that's better for him emotionally than just admitting that, like, hey, this is fucking failed. Just fucking pack it up. Perfect for new readers. This is what he says. You do not need to read volumes 1 through 5 or read the Appleblack Origins light novel, co-written by Stephanie Williams, to jump into this story. This is the perfect entry point to start reading while continue. Like, okay, that's great that you're doing that. But the only people that are going to back this are people who love Apple Black. That are like, I need to see this continue. Like, it's not going to appeal to new people. I don't know. And he's like trying to like include this like Hogwarts house system. And it's like, dog, it's like, yeah, okay, that's like good for good merchandise, you know. Oh, you get your house and you post it on social media. Okay. But this like wasn't talked about in the first 5 volumes of Apple Black. Like, you are just dropping this on us and expecting us to gobble it up. But he hopes, like, I know that his hope is that he will get new readers into this. And it's like, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, I really don't. By the way, all the houses like just fucking they look like nothing. There's the Omega house and it looks like a butthole. Like, I don't get it. And then like Growler, that's the name of a gay hookup app. What the fuck, dude? Like, oh yeah, and Wazobia. You think Wazobia is safe? It means cum. It means cum. Look it up. Wazobia is the cum house. Okay. So we scroll down to the stretch goals. We're going to stretch that Omega hole. And so as the campaign grows, the Nirvana games will expand. New content, new lore, new rewards will unlock. Okay. So at $30,000, he better be on his hands and knees for that Abu Dhabi money, man. Like, I don't know how he thinks he's going to get $30K. What's this? You know what? This is a snitch cast now. Let me go to Graftrion. Let me see where let's see. Oh, let's see. I'm just seething about my enemy succeeding. Oh, I'm just such a disdainful little creature. Let's see. It jumped up to 500 last time I checked it, which was quite surprising. Let's see. Whytmanga. And I'm on the Graftrion. Here we go. There we go. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's okay, so he has 30 members, $449. That's pretty fucking good. If he does have a few high tier ones, but I implore you all to look at the numbers yourself, because yeah, I guess he's just got a few select few pay pigs. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. That is... Alright, well, hopefully those pay pigs come in clutch for this, for this, Kickstarter. Okay, so let's see. I got too many tabs open. Wait. Oh, my bad. I looked at... Yeah, sorry. Kinokuniya, you can order from Sandstorm Comics, but only the UAE version of Kinokuniya are you able to order their books. Okay, my bad. Just a little correction there. Okay. So 30,000 is the first stretch goal. I mean, what's the base goal? What's the base goal? Like, because like, dog, like 30,000, that's asking a lot, man. To make a fucking book, 30,000 for a book? Your whole job is making, like, what the fuck, dude? Okay. I know. Oh yeah, that was the big thing. It was the big thing I wanted to say. Was Whytmanga. I think he really had, like, I think it's a mix of, like, he's lost interest in Apple Black, but his ego's too big to let him walk away from this, because he wants to be heralded as this genius. I know he said on stream that he was open to a new artist taking over so that the volumes can come out faster. But like, if he does that, it really is over. It will never be more over if he hires new artists to take over. And I felt this. I felt this in the water for a while. Just like how he just keeps adding more and more assistants. Like, just the volume 5 looks like ass. I could, like, the inking looks so ass. It looks so rushed. Like there's a scene where Lily brings out brownies and everyone's eating like it looks like they're taking bites of concrete. It's like there's just no consideration for how to render different textures. It is just the most slapdash fucking manga I've ever seen. So yeah, I believe that Whytmanga's got it in his head like, oh yeah, when I start raking in the big bucks, I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hire someone to draw my great idea. It's like, yeah, that's unfortunately in line with like everything I've seen with like, you know, the fleet of assistants growing bigger and bigger every time I look at I look, and so like, but he can't just say like, hey, I'm not doing this. I'm done. Like this hasn't given me the success I wanted. I'm burnt out. He can't just walk away because it's like so much of his identity is wrapped up in being the guy that made Apple Black. And so much of his YouTube channel is like professional mangaka rips out a huge fart. Like it's just like that's his entire channel. And if he can't say he's a mangaka, like where it's like, dude, like mangakas have canceled series all the time. Like I don't know like if anyone told him this, that like there's plenty of canceled manga. It's not just all shonen slop that runs for 200 plus volumes. Like I don't know if he needs to hear this from me, but like he has this pride as somebody who makes manga. And he likes that idea that he makes manga. But I don't think he actually likes the work of making. He likes being a guy who is known for making manga. So he was floating on stream like, yeah, I might just hire an assistant or just hire an illustrator to take over Apple Black so we could get the volumes out faster. I 1000% believe that. And he would have done that way sooner if he could have. But also it's like, people like Apple Black because Whytmanga made it. Like where it's like people like, I feel like the average trajectory for an Apple Black fan is like you find one of his art tutorials, you go like, oh, this guy looks cool. Oh, cool, he made a manga. Well, he's my big brother on YouTube who teaches me really cool art tutorials. So yeah, I'll buy your manga. And then how you feel from there is up to you. But that does seem to be the general life trajectory for Apple Black fans. So it is like, okay, so if he doesn't have the money to just hire a fleet of assistants to take over 100% of the manga, and he doesn't seem particularly interested in making, because like, God, he draws so fucking slow. Oh my God, his streams are so fucking frustrating. Like he is awful with his digital art habits. Like, God, just so slow. Just so many like manually coloring over things to get it just right. Like where it's like, God, like the one where it's like the thumbnail. It's like if you go on his live tab, the thumbnail is a picture of Willow Vitiligo giving a real mean mug to the camera. It's that stream. He opens up a page and he's like just putting some finishing touches on my webtoon page, and it's like, dude, this looks done. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you are spinning your wheels for real. So he doesn't want to draw it, but he doesn't want to let go of it. So he's just fucking stuck. And like, I don't know if like this Kickstarter failing, like if that's gonna be the like the shock that he needs to like face the facts that like, hey, your first manga, it's probably not going to be good. Like this goes for everyone. The first thing that you make will never be good. And like, I don't know, like, I don't know if, or if he's going to like circumvent like some new thing to keep Apple Black on life support. Like it's kind of sad. It is kind of sad. So he wants, 30,000 is the first stretch goal. I don't get it. I guess. Um, I don't know. Like, is he like, is he going to reach for really high to hope that like he meets it halfway? Like, is that like a strategy? Is like, I don't know how Kickstarter works. I've never backed anything on Kickstarter. Like, I know there's like different kinds of funding you could do with these crowdfunding, like where either like you get back your money if they don't meet the goal, or they just keep the money. Like I don't know, like where it's like, well, I feel like if him being exposed to the webtoon audience, and and that just was kind of like met with a shrug. I mean, like, it didn't really help his YouTube channel. I mean, look, I know, this is some real throwing rocks in glass houses kind of deal, but look, because like, look, my YouTube channel's in the toilet, but look, if you couldn't like get a webtoons deal to revitalize your YouTube channel, then, and like there's just been this like real middling reaction to Apple Black on webtoons that it didn't get this huge swell of new readers, then okay, like I think it's just, I think it's time to call it on Apple Black. But I don't know, like what, because it would feel like, oh, Quarto Books isn't publishing volume 6. And like, and he said, like, with the webtoons deal, he said on stream how because season 1 is wrapping, and he said like, oh, season 2 we might just do like a limited color palette so things go out faster. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's like that. I don't know, like, what else are you doing? I guess, where it's like, I know coloring a comic takes a while, but it's like, okay, but that was like the big draw of the webtoons version, was like, oh, it's like a nice full color experience of Apple Black. It's almost like it's an anime, because they are certainly anime brained. I guess I kind of like, I don't know, like, what's the move? What's the move if this Kickstarter doesn't meet the goal, and there is just like a fucking, like, just fucking nothing over this Kickstarter? Because I don't know, like, is he gonna go cry to Sandstorm Comics and ask them to publish it? Like, is he just gonna print it himself? Is he gonna put it on indefinite hiatus? God, like, oh God, he wants at the 400,000 stretch goal, which, like, pretty fucking optimistic, is he wants to make, he says, 400K anime plus global domain expansion. The cinematic anime promotional experience would be expanded on with an anime opening. Oh, right. Sorry, let me, anime promo trailer, that's at the 100K, mark. A cinematic 45 to 90 second Apple Black, the Nirvana Games anime promotional trailer, inspired by high-end animated trailers by a big anime studio like Cory Kenshin's Monsters We Make. We bring the Nirvana games to life. Backers $500 and up will receive anime special thanks credits. Golden Scarab backers will receive anime producer credits. Okay. So in a lot of terms my way, okay? This should already exist. Like, okay, 90-second promo, like a 90, look, I know anime's hard, okay? But like Whytmanga has shown he can animate. He has demonstrated that he has animation abilities. He can edit. He has semblance of visual design. I don't think it's good, but he has it, okay? Like, shouldn't like you make a 90-second anime trailer? Like, I know I'm really simplifying here, but it's like, okay, I'm thinking, like, if I needed to fund a $30,000 Kickstarter, I know that's not the goal. I know that's the first stretch goal. I know, but it's like, okay, I need to get $30,000. I mean, like, I I don't know if like an anime trailer would solve all of my problems, but I wouldn't put that as like a goal. Like I feel like, hey, like it's just I'm getting so blown the fuck out over how bad this is marketed, because like I'm considering a Kickstarter for Apple Black. Here's why. So, and it opens with him giving a big ol' just a big ol' exasperated sigh, you know, like where it's just like, why would anyone want to invest in this? And you like giving a big ol' huff and puff over this, where it's like I could just feel the desperate energy. And I know that's rich coming from me. I know I've got some real yippy desperate energy myself. Okay. But like, there's like just paragraphs on paragraphs of, here's all of the lore. Look at all of this fucking lore. And then, so much of this video is just front loaded with him. Oh, I'm just spitballing ideas. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do that. And it's like, no, like, I don't know. Like it would like, I feel like the move is like, okay, do 90 seconds of anime trailer and then be like, hey, that looked cool, right? I'm doing a Kickstarter for a manga that's going to be about this. Okay. Ship it to my Kickstarter. It's going to be fucking awesome. You want to see this. It's going to have cool shonen hype moments. Because that's all he's about, is the shonen hype moments. Like, I don't know. You giving like the big ol' like the big old fucking puff sigh you open in your video with. That's not a shonen hype moment. Oh my God. Pika Pika says optimistic is an understatement. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, this is flailing around. I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, if this fails. And I saw like the most upvoted comment on in the comment section of this. It's 101 thumbs ups, way more than anything else. Whytmanga is like liking all the comments here except for that one. Okay. So Sunba Rue says, I'm going to be real honest here. For your manga to get bigger, quantity is one of the biggest factors. It's been years and there's only 5 volumes. And just to clarify, Apple Black's been running for about 16 years, okay? Years and there's only 5 volumes. Yet there has been a lot of side quests done, making like fighting game. A lot of fans like consistency. That's why even the creator of Mob Psycho and One Punch Man, got recognition. He used to post daily. Some artists like Yuto Sano, who built a huge following just from their art alone, have an audience for his manga. Goku Rakugai, sorry I mispronounced that. Almost the same volumes as Apple Black, despite being monthly. Wishing you the best, man. And like Ortiz is in Full Damage Control, which is they are one of the finest ball washers of Saturday AM. They're just fucking insane. If you see or like the username or ORTIZ 1033 and their profile picture is like a palm tree with a sunset. Please reply to their insanity. They are very funny. Please. Let's see. So Little Songbird X3 says, I'm sorry, but I don't think a Kickstarter will be successful. Even though Apple Black has been successful, I don't think it's popular / well-known enough online to be fully funded. Those stretch goals specifically are so unrealistic. I think it's worth trying to build an actual fandom of active people first who would want to spend money on an expensive Kickstarter. Wishing you the best. That's like, yeah, like for scale, if you look at Super Killer, the comic by Vito Gesualdi, look, you could say whatever you want about him, about like, you know, Super Killer's still not out. That comic, I believe, got $70,000 by him constantly promoting it on The Biggest Problem in the Universe. Now, Biggest Problem, that is a pretty financially successful podcast. Like, it makes something like $5,000 a month on Patreon, plus a whole lot of super chats. Where it's like, okay, like this is an audience that is willing to financially support projects from like where it's like they do have like the eyes for that. Like where it's like, okay, I could see like where it's like that is a really big number for a comic book, and it is fucking something that he still hasn't shipped it yet, but it is one of those like, yeah, it makes sense that that he was able to, like, I don't know, like, I look at, like, the numbers, like, the financial, like, the publicly available financial numbers that Whytmanga is able to pull, and it's like, okay, so you have 500,000 subscribers, and you managed to pivot that to $500 a month on Patreon. Your last Kickstarter only made $2,000 on Playboard. Not looking that hot. Oh God. Can I look on Playboard? Oh, it says if you're a visitor, check back soon. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's for me. But yeah, it's like I think that and this does get into like how manga is valued, and like is like have you put in your viewers' minds that like this is something worth paying for? Like, why should they want to pay for it? Or do people just see you as like, oh, you're like the art tutorial guy, and I get my art tutorials from you for free, so I don't need to pay. Like, I don't know. Is that like how he conditioned his audience? I have so many questions. I really do. I don't know what's going to happen with this Kickstarter. I'm not, I don't know. Like, I feel like I can't see Whytmanga admitting defeat. I think he's just going to keep making Apple Black slower and slower until he gets an eager enough yes man who wants to take over. Right? And I have a, like if we're doing our fantasy football bets, I have a few artists at Saturday AM that I think he would tap into for unpaid to cheap labor for this. But that's just speculation. Oh, I think I've said what I needed to say about this. Yeah, yeah, fuck government money. Don't take government money for your manga. Whytmanga's a snake. Pika, any closing thoughts before I wrap this up? Because after this, I'm gonna work on my manga. You see, because I actually like to draw. I don't like just talking about drawing. I like actually drawing. Isn't that just a fucking novel concept? Just like, sorry, I'm sounding so mean, but I'm. God damn, it just pisses me off. It pisses me right the fuck off. Like, I haven't changed that. All right. And Pika says the closing thoughts are as simple as they get. Whytmanga's narcissistic ass will keep being made fun of by me, with a salute emoji. You know what? Same here. Salute to that. See you later, every pony.